Hello, Crafty Clan. Welcome to Saturday's Eatsy News. And we have got a lot going on today. So let's dive right into it. Trust me, there's a lot here. So firstly, good question mark. Coming soon, expiration dates for your offers to encourage buyers to take advantage of your deals. Soon shoppers will have limited time to use abandoned carts and thank you offers. We'll also make sure they can't reuse or share your codes. This is great. This is something that has been a problem for so long. Basically, when someone buys something or they put it in their cart and they don't buy it, Etsy can send out targeted offers to those people on your behalf if you opt in for it. But the problem people have been finding is, well, first of all, these never expire. Someone could have bought from you 15 years ago or whenever Etsy started this. And they can still keep using it, but also they're able to share these codes. Um, or, you maybe don't want the thank you offer to be used all the time. You'd maybe think of a different offer for your customers after they've returned a few times, or who knows what. But people weren't aware and they're saying, look, this person's never bought from me and they're using my thank you coupon code. What's going on here? So Etsy is finally addressing this. And I think there's a reason why, or I, I think there's a reason why they're looking at these things a little bit more. But let me know if you use these features. Did you know that customers could share and they never expired and all this kind of thing? Does it bother you? Are you a lot of people, and I understand they're like, well, a sale's a sale's a sale. So let me know what you think of this. I'll go into more of what I think of this in a future slide. Etsy's done a couple of announcements. Deb over on the eRank blogs, on the eRank Facebook group, spotted these first and shared them. So thank you, Debbie. So there's a couple of things on the forums, on the Etsy forums, the upcoming 2024 sale events. This is a post on the forums that they say they're going to keep updating. But what they've got up just now is they're telling you the times of the big sale events they're going to have in their calendar. So you can decide if you want to opt into this or not. And a note, you don't have to, but it's nice to see this. They're saying the dates of their upcoming sale events, Spring Refresh, but also the categories that they're going to be focusing on. So I don't think we've ever been told this, or I don't pay attention to sales because I don't like them. But anyway, so Spring Refresh, March the 11th to 16th for home improvements, outdoor and garden, seasonal home furnishings. That is strange that it's not apparel, because refresh your clothing, one would have thought. Mother's Day, April the 1st to May the 12th. Yeah, except Mother's Day's in March in the UK. But anyway, home and garden, decor, jewelry, clothing, cards, wrapping, floral. And notice these opt in by March the 5th for the chance to be featured in Etsy marketing. Having a sale won't get you noticed if you're not being noticed. Very, very few shops are going to be featured in the Etsy's marketing. That's like their mail outs and things. It's awesome for Etsy to be able to mail out and say, hey, look, this shop's having a great sale. The chance of you being this shop's very low. So choose to opt into these sales if it fits in with your business plan, if you're going to be able to share this thing with your followers, if it's going to work for them. And don't have a bigger sale than you can afford. Look into all your fees and everything. Father's Day, May the 13th to June the 16th. So anyway, check that out. And they say keep that post bookmarked, keep coming back to it because they are going to keep updating it. Heads up for new shops. There's been a bit of a change. I understand why they've done this. In the past few years, Etsy have been flooded with new shops. This has been a problem. Scammer shops coming in because the barrier to entry is so low. So Etsy are changing things. And how are they changing things? Well, let's go over there and have a look. I'll give a quick read through of this for those of you that don't like looking at these things, and we'll talk about it. So they're saying They're working to make Etsy a safe and trusted place to shop so your extraordinary items can shine. But so in 2024, we're making updates to the shop onboarding process so we can better protect the amazing marketplace. I get they had to do something. I didn't guess they were going to do this. Let's see. We'll be making these changes over the next few months. They'll only apply to newly created shops. Your existing shop won't be affected, but if you open an additional shop, your new shop could be subject to these requirements, even if you've been selling on Etsy for a while. Let's have a look. Adding enhanced identity check to the shop setup process. We'll add a new method of identity check that asks new shop owners to upload a photo ID, like a driving license or passport, or take a selfie using their computer or phone. They explain the companies they're using to do the ID check. It's up to you to check into that. Feel your data is going to be safe with them. I understand people will be concerned about that, especially for us international sellers. Um, let's face it. If you were joining a website, if you were joining an Etsy that was run from China and they were asking for this level of your ID, a lot of people would be like, do I want to give my ID to a Chinese company? So I think a few international sellers are going to be the same. Do we want an American company having our ID? It's probably okay. I imagine it's very okay, but I know it's a little bit of a worry, but that's kind of the good thing because you're proving it's you. So that will get rid of the people that are hiding who they are because they're dodgy. It will put off some regular people. And also, I think most people have one of these kind of things, but not everybody. Not everyone has a driver's license or passport. That is most common, I think, in the US, but not every other country will have this. So I'll be interested how they deal with this if someone doesn't have photo ID. I mean, it is more and more common as time's gone on, but still. Introducing a shop setup fee to support enhanced security verification. And we'll start by introducing the fee to some new shops. They'll pay a one-time setup fee of $15 before they can open for business. We'll clearly communicate if the fee applies during the shop setup process. This is interesting, Zane. We'll start by introducing this fee to some new shops. I assume literally what they mean is it's going to take a while to roll out. I don't see, before you've even opened, there's no way of knowing if you're going to be dodgy or not for a brand new shop. The pause in my breath there was I was thinking, okay, maybe if you've already got a shop and you've already jumped through all the hoops, maybe you won't get charged. They're less likely to charge for repeat shops because you've already proven you're okay. $15. The idea is basically, yeah, it'll pay for some of the checks they're doing kind of thing. It'll be a bit of income for Etsy, but also hopefully it'll stop the scammers opening up 20 new shops, selling thousands of I have no idea how these scammers sell so many straight off the bat, but selling thousands of things and running away, taking their money. So it will slow them down. And also exploring changes to payment schedules for new shops. Now, it's pretty common now that a new shop gets put in reserve. So they're sort of making this a bit more honest, open now. We're looking into changes to the payment schedules for new shops until they have a proven track record of sales on Etsy. This change may affect how long new shops need to wait until their funds become available. So basically, Etsy is going to keep hold of new shops' money from their first few sales until enough time's passed that the customer can't come back and ask for a refund. So Etsy keeps the money until it knows. Now, I know this is going to be a cash flow problem for some businesses. Rest away, rest assured, if you're opening a brand new shop, unless you really know what you're doing, but most of us open a shop and we don't get many sales to start with at all. So it's much as it would be lovely, it's unlikely you're going to open a brand new shop, get thousands of sales, have to process all these sales without getting any of your money, and go bankrupt. Basically, that will happen to very, very few people. So I wouldn't worry if you're thinking of starting a new Etsy shop. That's unlikely to hurt you a lot. Just have, like starting any business used to be, have a little bit of extra money in the bank to start you up. I know it's a pain because it used to be free, there used to be no barrier to entry. Unfortunately, other people spoiled it for us, so now there has to be a barrier to entry. That's my take, but as always, let me know what you think. Okay, now I went through the investor report call in a live on Thursday with the wonderful Brian from eRank. Some great, really great to have someone else to bounce ideas off, and he has different viewpoints than me. And it was a great fun video. So we went through the entire presentation there. So if you want to check that out, head back to the live. I'll try and remember and leave a link. But I did want to show one thing that Etsy just kind of Josh just talking, going through the slides, blah, 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 blah. Talk about this. Oh, yeah, so we've got gift mode and the new loyalty program. You've not released the new loyalty. What's the new loyalty program? So we don't know much about it. I did check my notes a little more since that video, and I did note, I think I'm right here, that Josh used to work for Amex, and he mentioned thinking of loyalty programs like Amex. I don't know what the Amex loyalty program is, but if that gives people any more of an idea, there you go. That's basically all I can say about it. But Etsy is looking to launch a loyalty program. This will be a loyalty program for customers, and 99.999% sure this is an Etsy-wide thing. It's not going to be a shop-wide loyalty program, as far as I know, as far as I can guess. The point is they're wanting people to think of Etsy more often. They're wanting people to come back to Etsy more often. They don't care if they come back to your shop or someone else's shop. They want them to come back. And at the same time, that's not a bad thing, because there are millions of Etsy sellers on Etsy. And if all of them bring in a couple of their friends, which hopefully we all do, bring in a couple of friends as buyers, it's nice if they don't just go to that one person shop, but all those million people have friends that could go to other people's shop that could potentially come to my shop. So I don't need to worry about the two friends that I bought in shopping from me and other people. I have to worry about the 10 million people brought in by other sellers that could have the chance to shop with me. That's my feeling anyway. Okay, yeah. Now there's a survey going around, and I know that in the survey there is what's the word I'm looking for here? But non-disclosure, not allowed to talk about it. So I saw the survey and I haven't looked at it. So I haven't seen anything from Etsy. So I'm just reporting speculation that other people mentioned. Few people have said, what do you think about this? The fees may double from 20 cents to 40 cents. Firstly, I don't know if this is real. What, it was a survey, so there's a chance. I haven't seen it. I'm speculating. There's a chance in a survey, Etsy was just like, hey, if we were going to try this, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And they're just gauging the temperature, what people think of it. My other thought, fees haven't changed. That 20 cents fee hasn't changed since I started Etsy in 2008. So 40 cents still isn't a massive amount of money. If your entire business strategy is to list thousands of things multiple times, that might hurt you. But it's not a good strategy. And actually, I'm literally just working on, as we speak, a video looking at where I've done some real tests on whether multiple listings help your shop or not. Spoiler, yeah, you don't need thousands of lists. You're not going to get the benefit you think you get out of having thousands of listings. Constant renewals don't help your shop. The odd renewal, absolutely, all the time, no. So, yes, it's a double. I don't know if it's going to happen, and it's probably not a massive deal. But also, I do know Etsy did say in the investor report, I forgot to mention this, that they are trying to increase their revenue. Etsy's trying to increase the money they make, and they're not increasing the money they make from people coming in and buying things. So they're looking to increase by where it provides value, getting more money out of the sellers, basically. That's not as negative as it sounds, but yeah, they're trying to find ways. And actually, if they were planning this as a way to increase their money, it'll probably backfire because it might slow down the scammers that, well, not even the scammers, the people who think this is a good strategy to list hundreds of things and renew and renew and renew. People might stop and actually learn that you don't have to do that, and Etsy might get less renewal fees. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. If you go into your Etsy stats, it's rolling out. Not everybody has it yet, but it is definitely rolling out. In your stats, you've got your normal stats, but you scroll down a little bit, and we've got some additional stats, and I find these really positive. So we're getting data and I got really excited when I saw this. It's not even the past month or the past week. In the time period that you've selected for your stats, how many items were favorited? So I got 61 items favorited, 50 shoppers favorited 38 of your items. Now, if you don't get those numbers, that can be a shopper might have favorited more than one of my item. And of all those 50 people, quite a lot of them were all favoriting the same item. So that's why the numbers are all different. But I got 61 new item favorites, one shop follower, your fan club's growing, one review, one 5-star. It's a 5-star average for the date range. Repeat buyers, really good to just see that in front of you. You can see it in other places, but it's nice to know for this time period how many were repeat buyers. I'm not sure if by that they mean repeat buyers ever or repeat buyers in that time period. I think it's repeat buyers ever. I reached 3 cities. I don't know. I assume that's sales. I did terrible. Well, this year's been even worse than last year. I have to work on that. And 14 abandoned baskets. Now, seeing this and the quick links to set up and offer repeat buyers and abandoned baskets, Etsy are putting a focus on this. And I think this is where they're working on changing to time periods where your offers can expire and not being able to reuse your code. So they're trying to make it even more popular. I don't have any of these offers, but I said this when they came out. It is going to teach buyers to put things in your basket and not and wait and see if they get an offer. Not everybody puts things in baskets for that reason, but some people are doing. And it's been going on long enough that buyers are learning that they've been trained that that's how you use Etsy. Your favorite things, you put them in baskets and you might get an offer. So it is with great sadness that I announce I am thinking of experimenting to see now, because we have data. I can look and see 14 abandoned baskets. So I can see if this is going to increase the sales. I can see how many abandoned baskets. I'm able to see how many coupons are sent out, and I'm able to see if people are using them. So I think this is a test I'm going to have to do. I don't like it, but my plan for 2024 is Pam's going to step in line and do the things that Etsy tells us to do. I don't like it, but I do like that we have the data, so it's going to be a little bit more easy to understand if this is working or not. And it's not working necessarily because it's a good thing. It's working because Etsy has trained customers to shop like this. And there's nothing we can do about it. If we use Etsy as a platform and Etsy decides to train the customers to behave in a certain way, we have to adapt with it. I have to stop being a dinosaur and adapt with what Etsy's doing. Um, okay, yeah, this is also went over this in the live that I did with Brian on Thursday. But for anyone that missed that, went through all the data, plotted up some graphs, because this is the real data we want from Etsy. We get the GMS, the amount of money Etsy took in sales across the board. We know how much there's lots of buyers. We know there's lots of sellers. But basically the big, the pie's getting bigger, but so are the number of sellers. So how big is our slice of the pie? So what I did was the GMS, how much money is made in sales per seller for each year. So this is like the average that you could expect to get, the average a seller gets on Etsy. Now, hopefully most of us get more than this because many sellers are not awful, unlucky. Let's go with unlucky, and don't make any sales. So that skews the data quite a bit. But 2020 was the best year for sellers on Etsy, with an average of about 2,005, yeah, 2,005, well, just under, yeah, 2,400. I can't speak today. $2,400 on average per seller. And now we're down under 1,500. And that is the lowest it's been since 2014. So if you're struggling, yes, there's more buyers and there's more sellers, but the ratio of how much is being spent per seller is lower than it's been in 10 years. That is quite a number, actually. And the ratio of buyers per seller, both these numbers we want as high as possible. So for every seller in about 2018 and 2020, sorry, my face is hiding some of this, there were about 19 buyers for every seller, and we're down to 11 now. And again, that's the lowest it's been since I've been able to get data. Since 2012, that ratio is the lowest it's been. There are a lot. There are too many sellers on the site. I think I can say that unequivocally. I can say that there's too many sellers on the site. So Etsy doing things to slow down sellers, get rid of the spammy ones. Keep the good sellers. But there's my data. There's more data in the video. Oh, yeah, I thought we were done with slides, but people always ask after an investor report, how did the share prices go? And we can see I set this to a month because people set it to a day or a week or something and go, oh, the sky is falling. But if we look, there is a drop when the report came out. There's always a drop when the report came out. But even at a month, we can see share prices are actually up over the month. Did a drop on Thursday, picked back up again on Friday, and yeah, Etsy share prices do drops and they do ups. That's what happens. um, there's my technical explanation of graphs and share prices. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That was helpful. As ever, let me know what you think of everything in the comments below, and I will see you next time.